What's going on, guys? Auzio here. Welcome back to a brand new video. So today I'm going to be showing you guys my custom controller and game settings in FIFA 23, and they have changed from last year. A few things that worked in FIFA 22 don't work as well in FIFA 23, so they had to change. But let me show you guys my custom controls first. The first thing you're going to see is the competitive master switch. Now this automatically gets turned on as soon as you get into like a draft game, a rival game, or even a foot champ game. So you might as well have it turned on in the settings. Through pass assistance. Now, back in FIFA 21, I believe it was, they had an option to go assisted. In FIFA 22, they removed it. Now you can only have semi and manual. So I prefer semi over manual. I think manual, you have to be way too accurate. And semi, it gives you a little bit of assistance. FIFA trainer, obviously high. Like, come on, boys. You need to have that on high. There's no way you can have that on. You don't want to see these massive buttons right next to your player. Time finishing. Last year, I'll tell you guys to turn this on. This year, you don't need to turn it on. It's not needed. Honestly, shooting inside the box is amazing. Shooting outside the box, especially with that new power shot, is broken. So time finishing, you don't need to have it on. You can have it off. I still have it on because if I want to go for a green time, I can obviously go ahead and do it. Next player switch indicator. I've got this off. As soon as they put this into the game, I put this off instantly because I kind of like got confused. Because what it does is, right, you see that little like triangle thing above your head, like the indicator. They have it on another player, but like faded. And what I was seeing was two indicators, but I was thinking I was controlling the player that I would switch to next, but I wasn't. I was controlling another player. So like I got so confused with it. So I've just turned it off ever since. Pass block on, auto switching, air balls and loose balls. Auto switching move assistance low. I had this on high last year. I liked it on high last year as well, but this year I don't think you need to have it on high. I feel like low or none is the way to go. Clearance assistance classic. Some people have this on directional. The thing is, right, if you're good under pressure, you can have it on directional, but there's always going to be a time that you do screw up when it is on directional. So that is why I have got it on classic, because classic pretty much clears the ball like the opposite way your opponent's player is. So if your opponent's player is behind you, it'll clear forward. If your opponent's player is to the left, it will clear to the right. Player lock on. Very important to learn this year, boys. Very, very important. Make sure player lock is on and make sure you learn it. It is really good. Icon switching. Never really got the hang of this. Like, it's when you click the right analog stick down and then like all these like different buttons pop up and you have to like click that button. It's weird. Very weird. Icon switching, I don't think is like the way to go. Just have it off and move past it. Classic when it comes down to right stick switching, and make sure the right stick switching reference is player relative. Do not have on ball relative. Do not. Ball relative is way worse than player relative. Ground pass assistance, assisted. Shot assistance, assisted. Cross assistance, assisted. Lob passes assisted. Lobbed through passes, same thing as the earlier thing I was talking about. What was it again? It was a little bit up. Yeah, this thing right here. Through pass assistance. So they changed it in FIFA 21. You cannot have it on assisted. So the best you can do is semi. Save assistance. Make sure that is assisted. Analog sprint. Had that on last year. Don't really like it too much this year. So I've got it off. Pass receiver lock. Late. Don't have this on animation start or power up. Don't bother with it. Just have it on late. Late is like perfect for it. My actual controls, classic. Just have it on classic both. I don't like mess around with my controller setting. I know some people have like shoot on like X, or in on PlayStation it will be like what, square. A lot of people do that. I don't. I just straight up have it on classic. Game settings. So the first thing you want to change is if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you see quick substitutions, have that on high, don't have that on, because sometimes it will pop up like bottom left or bottom right corner. And if you're holding RT and you're spamming X or A, depending if you're on Xbox or PlayStation, what it would do was just quickly substitute one of your main players for someone on the bench. It's terrible. So just have that on hide. Camera. Camera is obviously personal. You know, like a lot of people like telly, a lot of people like telly broadcast, a lot of people like co-op. For me, telly is the way to go. But yeah, I understand if people go for telly broadcast. I understand why people go for co-op as well. I have got my telly customized. I have got height on 20 and zoom on 0. And there's one more thing to show you guys on the height, power, shot, zoom. This is like one of the biggest things in the settings. Have this off because the power shot is so good this year outside the box. You need to use it. It's just L1, R1 and circle. Basically, if you have it on, it can screw up your aim completely, because when you're zooming in like that, you don't see the goal anymore. But if you have it off, you see the goal the whole time, and it allows you to aim it much better. So yeah, make sure that is off. Visuals. The visuals is pretty much just like, yeah, the player indicator, the HUD as well. Like player name and indicator is what you want to go for. Player indicator is player name. Size, default. The fade is when your stamina on the player is getting quite low, it gets like really faded. So the more faded it is, the less stamina your player actually has. I have got down on. This is irrelevant. This is all like personal. Radar is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Radar 2D, the way to go. I know 3D looks better. I'm not going to sit and act like it doesn't. 3D does look better, but 2D is the way. Like 2D, you can really see like the open spaces on the pitch if you're not using like a co-op camera, with like a really far back zoom. So like with me using telly, it's not like a really far back camera, it's quite zoomed in. So having a radar 2D really does help me out. Use a radar color, red for me, opponents, white. This is important. You don't want to have this on default. Please do not have this on default, because that means the colors change every game pretty much. And you don't want that. You want to get used to 2 colors on the actual minimap. So you don't have to have red as your color or white as your opponents. You can have this black. You can have this on blue. You can have this on green. Actually, I don't recommend green, because green sometimes blends in with the actual pitch itself. So yeah, just have it on 2 colors that are very visible. So for me, red is very bright and the white is really like out there as well. So I've got the white for my opponent and red for me. So yeah, just have 2 colors that you're going to get used to. Do not put it on default, because the colors are always going to end up changing. Is there anything else on this screen? I don't think there is, right? Obviously, like net shape is default. Net meshing is default as well. Connection, yeah, ping and connection indicator. Rules, nothing. Audio, nothing. User gameplay, nothing here. There is one thing that I do want to show you guys as well. If you go over to online settings, matchmaking options, have this turned on. It's going to allow you to find games way easier when you have cross-play enabled. If you have it off, it depends what obviously console or platform you're on. Obviously, if you're on PlayStation, there's so many players on there, you're probably going to find the game quite easily, right? But if you're on like PC or Xbox, if you have this on, you'll be matching PlayStation players, you'll be matching, matching everything. So it allows you to just find games easier. So I definitely do recommend to have it turned on. But yeah, that's it. That is going to be it for my custom controller and camera settings. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and make sure to subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.